Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So, it is a beautiful day. A tad windy, but that's okay. So, at 8:30 this morning, the the inflation data came out, and it showed a lot of inflation, which I don't think anyone was surprised at this. So, since we weren't surprised, my thoughts were that maybe most of the selling that we've been seeing in the last, few weeks, especially with those high, growth stocks, would start to wane today. So, because once we got the inflation number, the market had already priced it in. Maybe we would start to see a bottom, once the sell-off stopped. So what I did and what I have been trading really, really nicely lately has been the SPY. Now, I really think the SPY is a good instrument to trade for anyone, for any, beginners, experienced. It has such liquidity and the spreads are so tight with their options contracts. It is just really nice to trade. You could get in and out pretty quickly. So I will actually link in the description. I had put or made a video on how to set up Thinkorswim really nicely to trade these SPY options by putting them in the price ladder. Now, what that does is you can have your screens up, which what I do is I have the S&P 500 futures. I do that because I like the way the S&P 500 futures is able to be charted. And I'm really big into technical analysis. So when you have price action throughout the entire night, the entire morning, taking into account all of the European and Asian action in the markets, I find that's really good as far as figuring out where the buyers are, where the sellers are, important price levels to take trades off of. So that's why I use the S&P 500 futures as my charting. So what we did was, I think I went 4 for 4 today. So I batted 1,000. I was seeing the market really nice, and I ended up, just finishing up and wrapping up the day. I don't trade in the afternoon anyway, so it worked out perfect. Now, shameless plug. This is what I have on the TV out in the backyard, the gazebo. It is beautiful out, like I said. I'm going to be enjoying the rest of the day and then getting into sharing the screen. Okay, everyone. Sharing the moneymaker. $26.50. Not too bad trading today. Today, the overall market was not very strong. So after and bear with me if you will, but the landscapers are out in force today. I actually had my landscapers here earlier today. That's why I'm outside enjoying the beautifully landscaped backyard gazebo. But now it looks like they are next door. So today, 8:30 a.m., the inflation number came out. A lot of people were looking at this, but I do believe, like I said in my intro, this was already expected. I don't think anyone has not seen what's going on with consumer prices, inflation, you guys know if you've followed me, I am in business for myself. I own a supermarket. You know, I sell a lot of food, a lot of, you know, sandwiches, stuff like this. We have noticed our own food costs gone through the roof. Other than that, I've also heard, talking to a lot of other people that are in business, my vendors, all of their prices have gone up. There has been wage inflation. They have not been able to hire enough help, so they've had to increase their wages, you know, which is wage inflation. Try to get work. You have to make yourself and your business more desirable than those stimulus checks. I'm not going to get political here, but being a business owner, I have a lot to say, but I'm not going to say it. So, you know, with all of that coming in today, I have been doing a very good job with the overall market. So trading SPY options, identifying supply and support, resistance areas. You know, that's pretty much my bread and butter. Technical analysis. I post this stuff every single morning on Twitter and on our free Discord. So with all of that being said, I'm able to identify levels during the trading day where I think that, wow, there's a lot going on. I hope that you guys can hear me. But let me see if I can move a little bit. A little impromptu. So what I've been able to do, it's a little bit better over here, is I have been able to identify these areas where I could get involved, either on the long side with calls or the short side with buying puts. And also what I did this pre-market here before the market opened, one contract before the numbers came out and one contract after the numbers came out. Now, I'm still overly biased on the long side. So what I did was I bought calls and I bought long contracts, which, you know, seeing levels that we broke today, my short-term bias is now going to change to shorting stuff. So I'm either going to be selling contracts or I'm going to be buying puts, probably for the foreseeable future, because I'm going to bring up here so you guys can see. Now we got a dog barking. This is the suburbs. So right here, if I zoom in for you, this is where it gets interesting. I do all my charting, like I said, on the S&P 500. This is going to be so interesting to watch this video back to see how much noise there is in my neighborhood right now. So I do apologize about that, but this was a very, very key level. So 4110 area to 4120 area on the futures. If that broke, which it's been support, which means that the buyers have been buying. The only problem is when there's not enough buyers and there's more sellers, these levels that were support, they break down. So, you know, now our bias has to go you know, coming into tomorrow's trading day and the rest of the week, you know, and on extremely high volume, this is not good for a long case, okay? My thesis is definitely changing after I saw this level break today. Yesterday, it bounced off it. Everything was looking okay, but the dip never got bought up. It's now 3:30. You know, it used to be power hour at 3 o'clock. The market used to rip. It is not really doing that, but we're making lower lows. So this was a very, very rough trading day. And yeah, the market is absolutely crashing. To be on the green side today is very good. So if you guys are red today, do not feel bad, because this market is extremely tough. And, you know, we're seeing a continued sell-off. So getting into my trades, and I'll just make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. I'll start off with the pre-market. So in the pre-market, I noticed that around our support area, we were getting buying. If I back it up here, you can see a very clear level here that was support from 3 a.m. That's when the Europe, you know, the Europe Open is. The Asia session is in full blast, if not, you know, tapering down. But there was support here, and there was a clear level of resistance. So taking my trade, my first trade, it was only 2 points, but totally fine with that. I was just scalping. I was taking a long here at support with a stop just below my support, sold for a profit. Okay, we continued to go up right before the numbers, but now this is really important. I am a scalp trader, and especially going into, you know, really, really important indicator, you know, economic data coming out, I would never, ever hold through any of that. I would always be flat going in, because you just don't know the way the market is going to react. You might have your own thesis, but you don't know until you see the market. So after the numbers came out, we had a massive sell-off. Absolutely huge drop. So I was long here, and that's why I don't hold things, because this would have been bad. And to get out would have been, even if I had my stop set, it would have ripped right through it, and who knows where I would have got filled. So that's just another form of risk management that you guys should definitely consider. So right here, once I saw at this level, buyers stepping in, that's what this is. All the green price levels are all where I see from past, you know, technical analysis is where there's been buyers. So knowing that and feeling comfortable, that's where I took here, you know, went long. Again, a very small win, but I think I got close to top ticking it before it went down. And things were moving very fast at this time. Getting in and getting out is just very important in this type of volatility. So that was using the futures. That was our pre-market trades, 2 of them. We went 2 for 2. A very good start to the day. And now looking at the SPY, I had the green arrows here are my buys. The red arrows are my sells. So I bought an options contract here and sold it. I could bring up my history. And you guys can see, so this is my buy and sell. it was, the hold time was 32 seconds on this one and less than a minute on the next one. So bringing it back out, in, out, I felt like this was a very low risk because I would have just stopped out if we broke under this previous low, which was right about here. And I also had this green trend line as support as well. So got in, got out. This first trade was, like I said, 30 seconds. The second trade, as we continued to sell off during the day. So once these levels break like this, the floodgate opens. There's really not much of a buy the dip type of mentality when traders see these important levels break. Now, once we eventually, because I don't think this is, going to be a full blown, you might get a correction, which is fine, 10%, 15%. Eventually these levels then turn red on my charts, and then they are going to be resistance. Anytime a level breaks that was support is now going to be resistance. Very simple stuff. And there it is. Okay. So coming on here, the reason why I got long is we started to make higher highs. So this right here is now a higher high than back here. So this level, if I could just draw a quick little trend line, nothing crazy, but this level right here was a little bit of resistance. We broke it. I got involved on probably the next candle or so. And then I took my profit again, scalping and basically top ticking this, which was a good call because we never were higher. So my trading today was pretty good. I didn't make a lot of money, but a lot of people today, unless you were on the short side, lost a lot of money. A lot of portfolios are not looking good the last week. So to be green is good. Very happy with that. This is the 4 trades that I took, and that is the profit. 2650 minus a couple of fees there, so it's not a huge day, but we're still on the right side of profitability. So sorry that I had to move around a lot here, but the kids will be home. Actually, they probably are home already from school. So I'm just gonna hang out, relax, enjoy the backyard, and enjoy the weather. So I will see you guys. Hit the thumbs up for me. If you're new, subscribe, and I will see you back with the next video. Take care, everyone.